Well, if you didn't fuff me last time, we could both be
I'm
there.
so sorry. I'm blonde and I smoke pot.
This is Black Tornado Podcast.
And welcome to the Black Tornado Podcast, your home for underground metal. Today, doing another theme show, as you can read from the title. Going to Chicago, going to Chi-Town, going to, I guess, Chirac, if you want to call it that. Anyhow, as you can tell by the laughter coming from the other microphone, I have a guest today. I have Aaron, the bass player from Ruthless Hustle. What's up, brother?
What's shaking, bacon? How are we doing tonight? I'm excited to be on for the Chicago episode, even though we're just a couple Indiana boys talking from over the border.
That's right, baby. Chi-Town glizzies and old style make my heart go.
Let's go to ketchup.
Get your ketchup out of here. Get your ketchup out of here.
Oh, sorry. We had to set the tone properly. No ketchup allowed on this episode.
No ketchup allowed on this episode. You go sit your ass in the front room with your circular lasagna that you call a pizza, and let's visit Chicago.
Whoa. We will not diss that delicious delicacy of cheesy tomatoey goodness.
Tavern style or death.
Tavern style is great. House of Pizza, Hammond, Indiana, great tavern style.
Yes, I work right across the street from there.
Hey, there you go. See, so we know good pizza.
That is good. That is good pizza. And don't get me wrong. I'm not crying about Chicago style pizza. I'm just saying if I have to eat your pizza with a fork, am I eating pizza?
I mean, I know people that eat tavern style with a fork and knife. So I mean, we let's judge appropriately now, shall we?
Fair enough. No, I just love tavern style pizza. You know, you go into the suburbs and you see the little corner bars with the barely lit old style sign.
Yep.
And then the neon sign that says pizza, and I go, it's perfect in there. It's perfect.
Yep. I'll take the pizza. You can hold your Malort.
You know, never had it.
Good. Let's keep it that way, shall we?
No, I want to, because I heard it's terrible. I know.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know how Malort, it tastes like it's pronounced. It's Malort. Malort. It's Malort.
I gotta have at least one shot just to say that I did it.
You can, just don't say I didn't warn you.
I've been warned by literally everyone, and it's still not going to stop me from doing
God,
it.
You are a grown ass man. There's nothing I can do to stop you.
Thank you, sir. And with that,
just know
it's
not a tax write-off.
It's not a tax write-off. And with that being said, we're going to jump into our first band. This is Ruptura with Your Demise. Yeah, and some killer drums, 6 slams, a single cymbal hit that tells you right before the pit's gonna explode. Some heavy bass. What's not to love, Aaron?
Do you miss 2008? I miss 2008.
We all miss 2008, brother.
Oh man, it takes you right back to the MySpace, Suffocate, As Blood Runs Black kind of era. Those guys do it so well. Those guys do it so well.
Very much like day band of like Sounds of the Underground,
Yep.
or you know what I mean?
Yep. Just
metal
right around that
festival.
kind of tonality. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's mostly just like the groove and the drums in there. You're talking to a rhythm player here, so that's mostly what I'm listening for.
Right.
But like, yeah, you got him with the highs, lows. He's great with the vol, and that's why it makes me feel like it's 2008 all over again.
Yeah.
Most of these, I guess you could say, hardcore crossover bands, deathcore crossover bands, stick to one type of vocal style. Doesn't give it that much depth. But these guys, they're all over the place with it. I love it. I love them. And it's that way live, too. And that's one of the things I like about a good local band. If you can make your album sound the way, or your live sound the way you do on an album, you're great in my book. And those guys are a perfect example of that one.
Yeah, it is definitely cool when you catch a band live and it's very close to the recording that you listen to on the way there, because I'm sure, as you know, just like I do, a lot of times, sometimes anyway, see a band live, they sound nothing like the record, and it just kind of bums you out a little bit, lets you down.
It's make or break. It's make or break. And in the same token, I've heard albums that I could say I'm not really that much of a fan of, but then I go see them, like say a band's touring with a package that's got 3 out of the 4 bands I want to see.
Right.
And I may have heard a couple songs of one band I don't want to see. I see them live and I'm like, okay, I get it. I see it now. I see why they have the 30,000, album sales and Spotify streams. I get it.
Speaking of Chicago, this is way back, like early 2000s. I saw it was El Nino and Static X at the House of Blues, and I'm still to this day, massive Static X fan. It's my favorite new metal band of all time.
Love me some El Nino,
Bloodvein, and everybody else. So my roommate and his cousin were massive El Nino fans. Loved them, like they love them the way I love Static X.
El Nino was good
so
shit.
When that bill got announced, we were all geeking out, right? And so we're driving up there. And obviously, at that point, I'd heard every Static X song 50 times. I said, play some El Nino for me. Let me check it out. And it was cool. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed what I heard. And then they hit the stage. And I said, this is exactly one of those occasions where I think they sound better live than they sound on the record.
My first time catching El Nino, I kind of thought the same thing. First time I heard them was on that, what was it, Freddy versus Jason soundtrack?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was already got from that. I was like, okay, this is really good. But then my band at the time, Her Eyes Glazed Over, got to open for them. Coincidentally, Static X and El Nino.
Was it at the House of Blues?
No. You got. I'm showing my date here because you said early 2000s. I was probably only like 10 when you seen that. This was when mutual guy we know, Ed, had booked El Nino, Amir, Static X over at Pepe outside.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it was in the outside like grass area with that stage, but Victory
Tacos
Records
and
put on
X sold.
Well, fun fact, typical Porter County style, they pulled over Wayne Static's tour bus and found the drugs. So
just leave these guys alone. They're bringing money into your community.
They did. Yeah. Well, even El Nino, they pretty much were the headliners for the night. They knocked it out the park. With Porter County being a drinking kind of town, anyways, with the Latin grooves and stuff like that, they killed it.
Did they end up playing a longer set because Static didn't show?
Yeah, I'd say they played probably for about an hour.
Nice, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so cool. It was definitely a good time. But yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, let's get into our first plug. As always, go check out the art, Glenford Cabarsi. Seen the new logo? It's fucking sick. Glenford's always done great by me. So if you're in a band and you need new artwork, Instagram or Facebook, artwork of Glenford Cabarsi, check him out. Tell him the Black Tornado sent you. It's going to help you out. It's going to give you art at a very reasonable price. Very easy to work with. Anybody who knows the show knows I've been working with Glenford since 2016. So sooner than later, we're going to be been working together for 10 years, which is just incredible. And that's where you go. Brutal metal bands. This is who you talk to. All right, Aaron, bass player from Ruthless Hustle.
That's me.
Why don't we hear a little bit about the hustle?
Oh, the hustle never stops, my friend. I'm currently working on album number 2.
Nice.
I don't know if they want me saying anything about said album.
Don't get in trouble.
So yeah. I don't need Corey coming after me. Tyson too. He'd be a little fucking angry fucker. But we all love each other. So no, we're recording the second album.
Awesome.
There's an EP that's probably gonna predate that album. I will say that. So I would probably look at that later towards the summer.
Okay.
And then outside of that, we got merch for days. Check out ruthlesshustle.bandcamp.com.
There you go. Get a Ruthless Hustle shirt. I have one. I like mine. I have the clock shirt.
Hey, I like the clock shirt.
Yep.
Everyone asks us because they are gonna kill me for not remembering our printer's name. But the female that prints our shirt, she does such an immaculate job. But
we'll put her plug in the tag when the show airs.
There you go. I'll get. And I see the guys after we record this, so I'll be sure we get that for you.
Yeah.
But even with the merch design she does for us, the clockwork shirt you have, the crow design that we have a limited design that we're gonna come out with for coincidentally a Chicago show we're playing later this year.
Awesome.
So the work she does, the turnaround she does for us is great. But she also for us, she made us some stage shirts that I had designed that were kind of based off, kind of like some Japanese style T-shirts that I've seen. But they're all familiar designs. Tyson's got a Dallas Cowboys T-shirt that says "We Them Boys" in Japanese, but it's Japanese, so it says "We Are the Boys."
Nice.
Just like a Dallas fan can never do anything right. That's my one NFL dig for the day. Corey got a Motorhead styled shirt.
Sick.
The what is it? The bull with the tusks, I think, on the front of it. Similar thing. Welcome to the Grindstone. I got the goth kid from South Park, the one with the poofy hair.
Yeah.
I got him on the front of mine. And then Ty's got Josh has the Ponder the Orb meme as a T-shirt. You ever see that meme where it's the wizard sitting in front of his glass orb and he's just
I have.
At it?
Yeah,
he's literally just got that with some pot leaves behind it.
Nice.
I'm like,
that's cool.
If you can print out all this stupid shit we're making, we're going to be in business for a while.
Hell yeah! If I ever wanted to make merch, I would contact. But because I am anti-Black Tornado merch, because I'd rather you buy a Ruthless Hustle T-shirt or any of these fine bands that we're playing on today's episode.
I'd call you a liar, but I can't find that Black Tornado podcast pick I got from you from the first year on your show here.
Yeah, but I never sold those. Those were giveaways.
True. I mean, some of our stuff's a giveaway.
Yeah, all of my stuff is. It's all just free promotion, but the difference is your band. I want you guys to make the money. I don't need to make the money.
True. But who says we do it for the money?
No. You should get paid.
Nah.
You got gas to pay for. You got burgers to put in your belly.
You want to know how many friends I've talked to who are also in bands, who are also probably on this list, that are like, we don't do it for the money. We don't do it to get the reaction. We just do it because we want to play music live.
Absolutely. But if you sell merch, I should say if you have merch available, it should sell.
Hell, I don't see any. Well, you don't know when I see that merch money, when it's handed from customer to the box. That don't go in my gas. That don't go in my belly. That don't go in my pipe. I don't need it.
I mean, I get it. It goes back into hustle, and back in 2016, a handful of people had Black Tornado podcast T-shirts, and that money just went into. I think I took the profits and I Oh, you know what? I took the profits and I bought I think I bought a new mic at the time. So like yeah, none of it went to like personal stuff. It just went into like what can I do to make the show better? And I thought, "Oh, a new mic would be great." So I think I took the profits and bought a mic.
Yeah, we found once because I've been in the band for the last year now.
Right.
I've always when I was with Her Eyes Glazed Over, and I've kind of brought this to the Ruthless Hustle camp, was that there's a very broad spectrum of cost-effective merch we could do as a band. Posters, stickers. That's why we did the coloring books, because they were cheap to make.
Right.
So I mean, you just get a cheap 4-pack of Crayola, throw it with it, boom, you're making money.
Yep.
Fill the grill, man. I mean, it was fun at the time. So that helped kind of jumpstart the merch coming in, like the merch sales coming in. And once you had, and that's one of the things that I like about Ruptura. It's like kind of going to one of the Latino markets in the summer where you just see one of every color out on the table. There's no empty spaces. Everything is filled. I mean, like those guys have different colored hats, all with the same logo, different color, cool. Different styled shirts, all different colors, but same design. Like their merch display is so like if you have ADHD and you go to see Ruptura live, take 5 minutes and get lost looking at their merch. You will thank me later, because like it's just that good to look at. So so when it comes to merch, you always want to have different things that people can look at, buy. That's why people do the lighters, the grinders. Everyone does something different. So I was like, a lot of us are older. We have kids, family, stuff like that. We're like, well, what can we do? We're bringing nieces and nephews, families, kids to shows. What can we give them that's not, a crow with a bloody eye or something like that? What can we give for them? So, hey, string book. We have a sticker with the cat on it. Let's go. The cat has an upside down cross in the eye, but mom's not going to see that.
That's right. Mom won't notice that until she's already bought the sticker and went home.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And hell, she probably got it for free because we just gave it to her.
See, there you go.
That's from your 48-hour sticker guy.
Yep, damn right. Yeah, Jason's my boy. All right, let's jump into our next band. This is Luca with Funeral for Rats. The intro is really cool. It really channels my inner Banjo-Kazooie. I love that intro.
So funny you say Banjo-Kazooie, because the first note I have on here is, have you ever been stuck in traffic on 8094? Because that's instantly what I thought. It's like you get in those 4 lanes and you just start going 80, 90 and you just don't give a damn.
Yeah. Then the traffic hits and you go down to 4.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get into the bumper to bumper, and then you're back up to 80, and then it's a constant. And it's so great. I love those guys. It's been so long since I've seen them.
Yeah, that's a really cool band. I think that was a U introduction was Luca, so that's really cool.
Oh yeah, as soon as you said Chicago bands, they were one of the first. Only because they've just like one of the other bands you got on here. They've been doing it for so long. Like we played, Her Eyes Glazed Over played with them back in 2015 at Bada Brew down
okay.
Oh yeah, there's a flashback for you. So that's Crest Hill, North Side Joliet, for those of you looking at the Chicagoland area. But yeah, that was the last time I played with them, and then I seen them shortly after when Knocked Loose was still, a kind of a D.C. rated local band, playing with all the underground hardcore bands, and they played the same venue a couple months later.
And, and I just want to take a kind of a side road here. That is what's cool about this show, is that we can talk about bands like Job for a Cowboy playing in Crown Point,
right?
And Knocked Loose playing in Joliet. You never know when it could be a year from now, it could be 3 years from now. You never know when one of the bands featured on Black Tornado Podcast is going to get their come up.
Oh yeah, get their roses,
and become huge.
Dude, and like it just like, because even as I was like doing the research for this episode and everything, I was going back looking at all these old flyers. Like, man, I miss these bands. I was looking at that exact flyer. Knocked Loose was on it. Rhinos from the north side of Chicago. I think they were from Naperville. No Victory from Lake Station, Gary. Those are old Framed and Gold guys. Rest in peace, PJ from the GI. Torso, those guys disbanded, but hell, that was a 3-piece band with the drummer on vocals that ripped fucking ass. So,
and that's another thing too, real quick, I just want to toss this in because I've talked about this before. Sometimes on the show, I will play a band that is no longer around, and people will say, why play a band that broke up or for whatever reason isn't making music anymore. Well, we still listen to Dio, we still listen to Motorhead, and we still listen to Pantera. Because I'm not recognizing what this currently is. My point is, just because a band isn't still currently making music doesn't mean that at the time they didn't put out some kick-ass material. So yeah, every once in a while you are going to hear a band that broke up or that isn't, the members all decided to do different projects, and maybe one day I'll cover those other projects. But good riffs are good riffs, man. I don't care when it was made.
If we ever do that, Luca falls into that category of bands that I would say were kind of spearheaded by those Goodson brothers that were in No Victory, Brian Pilla and all those guys. The short drive, or not, I was just a short drive, but the straight drive from I-65 down to Louisville, Kentucky, and where the Knocked Loose guys are, and the camp that was made from the Chicago land hardcore scene and the Kentucky hardcore scene, those vines grew so thick. And it could have really been any one of those bands to blow up. To see it happen to Knocked Loose, to see them happen to what they did at Coachella last year with headlining, getting the crowd in California to chant "Arf Arf," something we were doing back in basements in 2014. Dude, it's insane. It's insane. So Luca deserves their fucking roses, because they just like through and through on this list, they've been doing it for 10 plus years. They've been grinding at it. They have the killer. I like it. The riff note I have for it is like, it goes from red chord, a red chord style riff at one point, straight to Dillinger Escape Plan Chaos, and it's fucking insane, and I love it.
Hell yeah. No, it's really good stuff. Yeah, that band really kicks ass. Thanks for bringing them to my attention. And that's one thing that's really fun about doing the podcast is constantly, I'm introduced to, at least to me, new bands.
You said you needed Chicago love. I said I got all my friends out there. How many can I put on this episode? 4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Speaking of Chicago love, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next band?
All right. Next band hails from the south side of Chicago. They're my boys in Through and Through. That was Hiro Miedo by Through and Through. I absolutely love all the love that Little Village has been getting as of lately. I mean, we all know the food's great and the people are even better, but just the music that not only comes out of a Spanish area like Little Village in the south side of Chicago, but out of a cross-genre group like Through and Through. Mwah. To see
I
them
will
go from
say-
hardcore to this Iron Maiden thrash
Yeah.
kind of style is
Well, I was gonna
It-
say, I'm just happy that I'm back to thrashy guitars and sick fucking solos.
dude, Alex has been their guitar player Alex has been he has been doing those riffs, those styles, that his style of playing.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for years.
Hell
But
yeah.
how I mentioned earlier with the whole hardcore movement from Chicago to the South,
Right.
Through and Through was a part of that. They were part of the Chicago-based area that was playing with all the hardcore. So if you listen to their earlier stuff, like on our side, or if you go even into the Give Me Hate and Defend Me My Own demos, like that's mostly hardcore riffs with like a little bit of thrash sprinkled in there. It's not until you get like post-COVID stuff with them where you hear those power metal and thrash metal influences kind of really coming through. Like even in this track, I was waiting for Ruben the singer to let out some big old like some power metal scream. And he kind of did a hardcore variation of that. Love it. But I was waiting for that big old but still a killer fucking track, man. I like everything these guys do. Like, you know, even if it's straight hardcore, if it's the cross blend genre stuff, it's good. It's good. They perform it well.
Yeah, really solid. Like I said, I wish that Black Tornado had more thrashy kind of stuff, and so anytime I get my hands on something, I'm just really excited about it because you know, I love thrash, and yeah, the guitar solo definitely lends an ear to you know, your power metal, and definitely like I hear a little bit of like Iron Maiden kind of influence in it, you know.
It's that as a rhythm player, what I'm listening for is there's that galloping kind of riff in there, and that's kind of what I, as a player, contribute to like that Iron Maiden style. It's not a chug. It's not like a triplet feel. It's a
it's that Steve Harris gallop.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. I wish I could have seen them at Riot Fest. They were the local. What was it? Not last year, but the year before. So 2023. They were supposed to be the opening act on Side Stage.
Okay.
They were the local act for Riot Fest that year.
Nice.
Due to rain, the opener that day headlined.
Oh wow.
They were playing at the same time as The Cure.
Oh, okay.
And I seen the crowd. They were at least playing I would have to say a minimum of 500 people. I'm seeing people I know in the pits from the side camera view. We want to talk about Chicago bands and that hardcore group getting their roses.
Right.
I mean, those guys and through have put in the fucking work.
Hell yeah. No, that's cool to hear. Good stuff. All right, let's get another plug in. We talked about them earlier. 48-hour sticker on Facebook.
Yeah.
Fans, I get it. Cost is cost is a bitch when you're trying to play shows, and 48-hour sticker, that is where you go when you want to get quality stickers made at a very fair, very reasonable price. I've said it on another episode. Even if you're not ready to place an order today, go on Facebook. Just go like the page, because Jason is constantly running deals. And you never know when the right deal might pop up for you. And you can get a couple of 100 stickers mailed right to your door.
We got 400 of them bad boys mailed to us for $40 because of the deal that was running.
I got a whole stack behind me. Whole stack of Black Tornado stickers.
I was recording this in the Ruthless basement. I will pull out that stack and show you my envelope mailer he sent me, because I ordered 400. He sent me probably close to 5. But
and that's another thing too, people. By the way, Jason tends to do favorable math, which means that when you order X amount, you're usually going to get more than what you ordered.
He broke it down for me. He has to fill a sheet. So if what you want doesn't fill a sheet, he's going to fill the sheet for the price that you're paying.
Right.
So we ended up, we wanted 400 stickers. We sent him the math for 400 stickers on 4 different art designs. Right. He got us maybe 120 of each sticker design.
Right.
So, I mean, I am not complaining.
Yeah, Jason's the best. Jason's a goat. Go over 48-hour sticker. Check him out. Tell him the Tornado sent you. Tell him Ruthless Hustle sent you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to jump into our next band. This is Beheading the Icon with Pay to Pray. these guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm not even going to talk about their music. I'm going to talk about how the caliber of professionalism and how so many other bands dropped the ball. I'm not singling anybody out. I'm not saying you're not doing it the right way, but I'm saying Beheading the Icon is doing it the right way.
Can I tell you, when you say that that's the first thing you want to bring up, and that's how the big thing that I have on my notepad and circled?
Yeah.
My buddy Isaac Stanberry, who plays in No Advocate, he booked
Love Isaac.
Ruthless, and he booked Beheading the Icon for No Advocate's music video shoot.
Yeah.
It was my first time hearing of Beheading the Icon. I saw them live. Let me tell you, we were talking about earlier how you could see a band, listen to a band on the album, and it might not match up.
Right.
What you hear on that fucking track that you just played is what you are going to hear live. It is the production, not only in the album quality and the song work, but in the technicality that they use to perform it live is beyond comprehensible. And don't get me wrong, it's not, I wouldn't say it's not technical death metal or, overtly crazy or anything like that. But the precision at which these guys play their music is in fucking insane.
Now, let me tell you this. And this is why I didn't want to get into the music right away. A lot of bands, nothing against what you do. It works out. They send an MP3. They send, I'm lucky if they send the title of the song with the MP3 or the WAV file. Not Beheading the Icon. Beheading the Icon sends a zip file. Band photos, the EP, the album artwork, a ton of logos, band information. Professional.
They sent you the EPK.
What's that?
They sent you the whole EPK.
They sent a press kit, which is what you should do.
That's like I said, they are the stickers that they have. They hold up the merch that they have. If you like those old, like 2005 Hot Topic style T-shirts, the crazy design with the bright colors and the crazy logo at the top, they got it. I got one of their shirts. It's got this like mutant, almost like the Baxter Stockman on the front, like a mutant fly. Just on the front, destroying a city with Beheading the Icon stretched across the front.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, once we get done recording, maybe I'll have to cop me a Beheading the Icon t-shirt.
Dude, we want to talk about merch. All these bands that we're playing right now got merch for fucking days.
Good to know. And as always, when the show ends, you know where the tags are. They're at the bottom. Go give them a like, give them a follow. And if you really dig them, you really want to help these guys out, buy a CD, buy a cool t-shirt. Help them out.
Go see them live. High five them. Buy Modelo's. We won't be mad.
Get him a cold Modelo.
Oh, dude, when we were practicing with Through, I know this is going back to a previous band, but my old band used to share a practice spot with Through and Through for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
That's one thing that refrigerator, that mini fridge was without. It always had Modelo's in it. And
nice.
I'm fine with that.
Perfect. Love it. All right, let's wrap this one up. Jump into our last band. This is Carrion Throne with Sinning Tree. All right, I'm going to start off with something, Aaron. I know you're going to appreciate this because we're both 4-string guys. Or are you a 5-string guy?
Legally speaking, I am a 5-string guy.
Legally speaking. Well, I'm over here holding down the 4.
I have a
Anyhow.
tattoo of a 6-string on my leg, so that's why I have to say legally speaking.
Fair enough. But I will say this about the Carrion Throne track. It is so refreshing to hear in a slam, death, whatever you want to call it, the fucking bass being clear in a song this heavy is so refreshing.
I'm gonna pull back the production curtain on bass tonality for a second, and that's what happens when you do not what we call scooping the mids. That's
Right.
what happens when you don't scoop the mids. When you can actually, when you're playing your mid range on a bass and it actually cuts through. Yeah, as you play upper register on the bass, it's supposed to be clear because the ear is trained to hear higher registered frequencies. So once you go higher on a bass, you're not supposed to lose that. Bass, you should be able to hear everything, and you have no problem hearing the low tonalities on that. But once it gets into that mid range and they're doing the solos and he's carrying it, or he's just hitting that twang on what I'm assuming is the E string tuned down to a different note. Oh, I love it.
But regardless of scooping the mids or not, and we both know this to be true, Metallica, sometimes the bass just gets cut.
Yeah.
Or you're in a band, Slipknot, that you have 14 members, and sometimes the bass, it just gets muddled.
Yeah, this is why I'm partially glad for my jazz trained background, because the bass is a focal point of any band.
Sure.
And whether you're playing just one note thud 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 thud, or you're actually grooving out and playing along, melodizing, harmonizing with your bandmates, you got to be able to hear it. You are a part of the band. You are on the album. Get fucking hurt. There's a reason you're not getting hurt, and I bet your bandmates are telling you why. There's a reason he's hurt on the track, and it shows.
Absolutely true. Well, we can carry on about bass players all day, but we'll save that.
No one wants to hear about us.
We'll save that for another episode. We should do a bass centric episode.
Oh, dude, no, why? So no one would listen to it?
Yeah, exactly. What about instead of doing plugs, we both bring our rigs in, and instead of doing plugs between tracks, we just play riffs.
Oh, dude, I will get funky with it. Don't you even tempt me. Don't you tempt me. I may play in a hardcore deathcore band type to style, but I do not care.
Yeah.
Funk with me.
Funk with me. Yeah, we'll get some real Bootsy Collins going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we'll plan that in the future. But all right, man, let's wrap this one up. Thank you to Aaron, bass player for Ruthless Hustle.
Thank you, Adam, host of Black Tornado Podcast.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you've heard well, the 2016 guys remember Aaron. We were just talking about that, how it was probably one of the last episodes to air. Maybe, fuck, for all I remember, it was the last episode. Maybe.
Who knows? I remember that basement though.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise you've heard Aaron if you listen to the year one wrap up show. Aaron with the Disney Channel jingle. That was really cool. It took me a second when I first heard it, and I go, "What is that?" And I go, "Oh, it's a Disney Channel." That's great. Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, thanks, brother. Thanks for coming on. This is really cool. Well, obviously Ruthless Hustle has always been good to Black Tornado, and I've been supporter of Ruthless Hustle for a long time. I was a supporter of well, it was after the fact, but I was a supporter of Higo, even though Higo didn't exist at the time.
Hey, we disbanded just a little bit after, but you were there for plenty of shows. I'll give you that.
I was there for 5 minutes.
Hey, I'll 5 minutes longer than some people.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, as always, thanks for coming on the show, and yeah, hope you guys like this journey to Chicago. As always, I'm your host, Adam. Be good to each other. Be safe. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Go eat a beef.
Go eat a beef.